We often think of sex as a fleeting pleasure, a simple act with no lasting consequence. But this is a profound misunderstanding of our nature. The ancients knew that when two bodies meet, something deeper happens, an invisible contract, a subtle exchange of the soul. We wouldn't handle fire without expecting a burn. Why think we can engage in sexuality and remain untouched? Each encounter weaves a thread, completing a circuit that changes us. Sex is not just recreation, it's a sacred rite, a sharing of vulnerabilities, hopes and fears. We open the gates to our innermost selves, leaving traces and taking something away. We chase sensation, ignoring the deeper currents we stir. The body may forget, but the soul keeps a perfect ledger. In our quietest moments, the accounts of that ledger return for a private reckoning. No connection is ever truly erased. The idea of a binding union isn't just poetry, it's rooted in neuroscience. During intimacy, our brains release oxytocin and vasopressin, hormones that forge powerful bonds. Oxytocin, the love hormone, creates trust and connection, binding us to our partner. Vasopressin, especially in men, anchors long-term bonds and protective instincts. These chemicals turn physical attraction into emotional attachment, urging us toward connection. Even if we believe an encounter is casual, our biology is playing for keeps. The feeling of being tied to someone after sex isn't an illusion, it's a neurological reality. Our brains are designed to create these bonds for our species' survival. We can tell ourselves stories of detachment, but our neurochemistry works beneath our awareness. The foundation for emotional connection is laid whether we build on it or not. Ignoring this is ignoring our own design. The hormones do their work silently, shaping our emotional landscape. Every encounter leaves a trace in the architecture of our minds. The bond, once formed, lingers long after the moment has passed. Beyond hormones lies the ancient idea of the soul tie, a spiritual connection formed through sexual union. Cultures worldwide believe a part of each person's essence is exchanged, creating a lasting bond. Psychologically, intimacy projects our deepest needs and traumas onto our partner, forging powerful links. Their moods and approval can shape our own, and we carry their emotional baggage as if it were ours. Spiritually, our energy fields merge, absorbing each other's strengths and sorrows. The soul tie becomes a conduit for emotional and spiritual exchange, for better or worse. Whether seen as psychological imprint or spiritual bond, the effect is the same. We carry echoes of past partners within us. Their presence lingers in our thoughts, habits, and future relationships. The soul tie is the haunting persistence of another's presence in our private self. No connection is ever truly erased. If one bond is profound, what happens when we form many? Multiple soul ties risk spiritual and emotional fragmentation. Each new bond pulls a thread from our inner tapestry, leaving us frayed and weakened. Emotionally, repeated bonds can numb our capacity for deep connection, making trust and commitment difficult. Psychologically, we absorb fragments of each partner, crowding our inner world with conflicting echoes. The pursuit of many partners promises freedom but often delivers loneliness and a fractured sense of self. The soul, divided among many, belongs fully to none. The result is not liberation, but a quiet sorrow, a being rich in encounters, poor in connection. If you're realizing how powerful and dangerous these emotional bonds can be, and you feel the weight of untangling them, you don't have to do it alone. I highly recommend online therapy, where you can work directly with licensed professionals through live video or even simple WhatsApp messaging. Discreet, flexible, and built around proven cognitive behavioral therapy. Use my code therapy20 to get 20% off. The link is right below in the description. Sometimes real strength is knowing when to seek clarity. True strength isn't found in conquest, but in self-mastery. The man who governs his sexual impulses preserves his energy, ambition, and purpose. Discipline is not denial. It's the conscious choice to protect one's emotional and spiritual integrity. He values the wholeness of his being, sharing himself only with intention. Like the Stoic sage, he observes desire without being ruled by it, creating space between impulse and action. He asks if an encounter aligns with his values and long-term well-being. This restraint builds a fortress around his mind and soul. When he finally chooses intimacy, the connection is deeper and more meaningful. His capacity for trust and bonding remains intact. The disciplined man's power lies not in numbers but in the depth of a single chosen bond. He preserves his greatest strength for what truly matters. Self-mastery leads to intimacy that is sacred, deliberate, and whole. The true measure of power is the integrity of one's chosen connection. The Stoics taught that a good life comes from virtue, not the pursuit of every desire. To give in to every sexual impulse is to become a slave to biology. Mastery begins with observation, seeing desire as a sensation, not a command. The Stoic pauses, reflects and chooses his response, reclaiming freedom from impulse. This isn't a rejection of sexuality, but of its compulsive nature. Bonds built on shared values endure. Those built on unchecked passion often lead to suffering. Restraint saves us for connections of genuine substance. True power is choosing purpose over pleasure, discipline over distraction. The primal urge becomes a servant harnessed by a sovereign will. This is the path to a tranquil, meaningful life. Awareness of these hidden dynamics changes our understanding of sexuality forever. Past encounters are revealed as profound exchanges, each leaving an indelible mark. We become living museums of our intimacies, each partner a silent ghost in the gallery of the self. This knowledge brings a sobering responsibility. We cannot undo the bonds or erase their imprints. The chemical, psychological and spiritual echoes persist, shaping our inner world. Broken bonds can feel like amputation, leaving wounds that never fully disappear. This awareness calls us to treat intimacy as sacred, not trivial. Sharing our bodies is sharing our souls, an act deserving care and respect. Once we see the invisible threads that bind us, we can never pretend they don't exist. We walk through the world forever changed, aware of the lasting imprint of every touch. If this video hit home for you, drop a comment below. How do you think soul ties have shaped modern relationships? I'd love to hear your take. And if you want more grounded, no-fluff psychology and Stoic insight like this, make sure to hit like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And remember, if you want personal guidance, my affiliate link to online therapy is waiting for you below. Code Therapy20 gets you 20% off.